Okay, so this is our last video of the unit. So this is video 11. This is perceptual interpretation, and this is the fourth part of perception. What we'll talk about is perceptual adaptation, perceptual set, context of understanding perceptions, and extrasensory perceptions. So first one is understanding the concept of perceptual adaptation. Perceptual adaptation in vision is the ability to adjust the artificial or displaced or even inverted visual fields, and you adapt to the perceptual adaptation. So if I were to put on a funny pair of glasses, okay, that distorted my vision and saw me seeing upside down or backwards, over time, our body adjusts to that perceptual adaptation, okay, for how we're perceiving our environment. All right, let's also take a look at these images. Now, what do you see? Do you see an old man? Okay. Would your mind change if I showed you these images? Would you potentially see a rat? What I'm creating for you is once I'm priming again, okay, sending you some subliminal messages, but I'm also setting up your perceptual set. Your experiences, your assumptions, and your expectations help give us a perceptual set or a mental predisposition that greatly influences the top-down processing of what we perceive. So you're creating this set. In your environment, you're going to start interpreting things based upon what you see. Okay? Once you have formed the wrong idea about something, it's hard for you to reverse it because of these perceptions. Trying to fit images into schemas that we have is often pre-existing of what you're doing. Perception and context effects can also play. Your environment and your experience can also influence your perceptions. And we've been talking a lot about this the entire unit. Okay. If you hear a sad song, that could influence the way that you understand the words die versus die. Okay. Dying your hair versus dying, passing away. If you hear the word pain, you're going to think pain inside of you versus pain, a window pane. Emotions and motivations can also be impacted by perception. Walking distances seem very far away when you're really tired. Tasks seem really far away when you're really tired. A hill looks really steep when you're wearing a heavy book bag. The target you're throwing, the target seems further away if you're throwing something that's really heavy. Okay. And marriage that are happy, oftentimes events that are really stressful seem less stressful. So a lot of the times your emotions and your motivations can be impacted by the perceptions and how you're looking at them. Last part of the text talks a little bit about extrasensory perception. Extrasensory perception is the idea, the controversial claim that perceptions can occur apart from our sensory input. Okay, this is stating that we can receive information not by our senses. Okay, the study of this is what's known as parapsychology. So people who study the extrasensory perception, ESP, are parapsychologists. This is the study of paranormal phenomenon, including ESP and psychokinesis. So there's four different examples of parapsychology, the study that you can study in terms of ESP. First one is telepathy. This is mind-to-mind communication. Okay, I'm looking at you and I'm sending you information. Okay, you're sending information to one another. Clairvoyance is I'm seeing things, perceiving remote events, such as seeing things right now that are happening. Okay, so clairvoyance is I'm seeing something happening far away, okay, maybe in another country. And precognition is perceiving future events. Okay, so you can predict the future, precognition. Psychokinesis is mind over matter, meaning that you have the ability to levitate things, move things with your mind. So what's the research on this, ESP? Most research psychologists believe that people are not capable of perception without sensory input. Parapsychologists have been unable to replicate a lot of their research that the phenomenon is occurring under controlled conditions.